guys, Dave Bauer here, and I wanted to talk to you about the different types of audio backing tracks for worship. Maybe this is your first time getting into using backing tracks or click tracks with you and your worship team, and you're not sure what these different track types are all about. So let me break it down for you, starting with MultiTracks. I'm going to look at band tracks. We'll take a look at click tracks, rhythm tracks, and those Reason session files. What are those all about? Well, let me break it down for you. So let's start with MultiTracks. MultiTracks are multiple audio tracks, or what we call stems, that you can use to play back all of the instrumentation or a select mix of instrumentation that suits whatever you need for your band. Maybe you're a little bit weak on some guitars, so you use some guitar stems to help fill out your band in that way. Or God forbid, your drummer gets sick on the way to church, you could add in the drum track just for that day to help pull off your worship service. It does require a digital audio workstation, which is a specific piece of software that you need to run multiple channels of audio that gives you the flexibility of sending multiple audio outputs to your front of house sound. Now, most digital audio workstations do connect via an audio interface or over your digital audio network if your sound system is equipped that way. You can use your headphone output jack, but remember that will limit you to just a stereo output or 2 channels of audio. The great thing about MultiTracks, like I said, is you can customize the mix to suit your needs. So what's included in a MultiTrack? Generally, we have the click and the cues. You'll see bass, drums, guitars, synths, keys, some loops, strings, percussion. It all depends on the song. So we try to recreate or utilize the multi-track stems that match the original artist recording. Some recommended software that I would suggest if you're looking to get into multi-tracks would be Ableton Live, which is a Mac or PC program, Logic, which is Mac, Digital Performer, which is also Mac and PC, Pro Tools, Mac and PC. Although Pro Tools is generally used more in the studio for recording, not so much live playback on the stage. You can use GarageBand on a Mac, however, it will limit you to just a stereo pair of outputs, so you can't really take advantage of sending multiple audio outputs if you want to send a stereo mix of your stems. If you're more PC based, I would check out Studio One, Cubase. You can use Reason as well to play back multiple audio stems. In addition to Reason does so much more, which I'll say more about that in just a moment. So here's your basic setup. Starting with a computer, preferably a laptop on your stage with the DAW software, you would connect that to your audio interface or your audio network. Or like I said, you could connect it through your headphone output jack through a direct box as well. That will in turn make its way to your front of house mixer, and from there you would feed the click and track elements that you need for your stage musicians and the singers through your in-ear monitor system, and of course to your main audio speakers in the auditorium. Okay, so let's take a look at band tracks. Band tracks are stereo mixes of all the instrumentation. You do not get to pick and choose what you want in that mix. It's just a general mix, much like a full backing or accompaniment track. This is delivered as a stereo MP3 file, and it does not require in-ear monitors. It's playable on a computer or any type of MP3 device, and some of those playback devices I would recommend are your laptop or computer, your favorite MP3 player, much like your iPhone, iPad, any other mobile device that will play an MP3 file, or you could burn these eventually to a CD if you have that capability as well. So your typical setup if you're using a portable device would be your iPhone, iPad, let's say, coming out of your headphone jack to a breakout cable, much like the one that's pictured here, and that would in turn go into a direct box, or what we call a DI. That would make its way to your front of house mixer as well, and in turn give you the monitoring that you need through in-ear monitors or stage floor monitors, whatever you have in your situation. So let's take a look at click tracks. Many people use click tracks that we make available here on the site at PraiseCharts. Click tracks are an isolated click on one side and all of the track mix on the other side. If you're using ClickTracks, we're assuming that you have a live band or some sort of rhythm section of live players in your worship environment. These are 2-track mixes, so it does require in-ear monitors because the left channel of audio is exclusively the click and the cues track, and the right channel will be the track mix of instrumentation that includes synths, keys that are not necessarily the lead key instruments, loops, strings, percussion, whatever is in that track mix that's not a lead instrument. We always leave room for live guitar players, worship leaders that play from keys or guitar, that sort of thing. And we suggest the same playback devices as on the band tracks. So let's take a look at the next type of track, which is called rhythm tracks. Now, rhythm tracks are kind of like band tracks in that they're more of a full stereo mix. They're great for a leader that maybe leads alone from a guitar or keys, or you have a really small leadership group of instruments, but you don't necessarily have a strong rhythm section. So rhythm tracks are going to include bass, drums, synth, again, any non-lead keys, loops, strings, percussion. Rhythm tracks do not require in-ear monitors, and they're designed to be played just full on through your floor wedges or in-ear monitors. If you have them, certainly that's fine. And it's the same playback devices as the other two track types in band tracks and click tracks. Well, let's look at reason files, because reason files are a little bit different, and we get a lot of questions about what reason files are all about. Reason files are customizable mixes of virtual instruments. They do offer you full editing capabilities inside the software, where you can make tempo, key changes, any alterations to the song. If you want to take out a chorus section, you can do that. You can cut and paste, add more sections to the song if you want. It does not include guitars or vocals in reason files. Typical instrumentation included in the reason files are going to be the click and the cues, bass, drums, synth, pad, keys, etc. It does require a laptop or some kind of a computer to play reason files, and you need a full install of the latest Reason software. This is important because when you have a full installation of the Reason software, with that comes all of the sound banks that play all the sounds back for you. You can run Reason on a Mac or a PC. Unfortunately, our Reason session files are not compatible with either Reason Essentials or the demo version of Reason. That is because those two libraries in those versions of the software will not have the full sounds available when you open up our files. Okay, to sum up, MultiTracks are audio stems that include all of the instrumentation plus the click and the cue stems. You can create your own custom mix, and depending on how you have it connected to your audio system, it does require in-ear monitors. Band tracks is a stereo mix of all the instrumentation without any vocals, much like a backing track or full accompaniment track. It does not require in-ear monitors. Click tracks are isolated click on the left and the track mix of audio on the right channel. So it's a 2-channel MP3, and it does require in-ear monitors. Rhythm tracks is a stereo mix of just the rhythm instrumentation, just for backing purposes, for maybe a lone worship leader on guitar or piano or both, whatever you have in your mix. It's a 2-channel MP3. It is mixed in stereo, and it does not require in-ear monitors. Reason session files require the full installation of that software, so that would be an additional purchase. If you do not own Reason, you would need to purchase Reason in order to use our Reason files. Most of the time, Reason files are used as a stereo output, but you can set it up that you can take advantage of the multiple audio track if you want to use it that way. It might require in-ear monitors if you're using it as a click track, let's say. So that kind of sums up the different types of audio tracks available from my awesome friends at PraiseCharts. And certainly if you have any questions for us or questions about the track products, feel free to email us at support PraiseCharts.com.